Welcome back to Telltale Books videos. I'm Greg, and this is yet another Stephen King video of stories from You Like It Darker, his most recent, brand new collection of short works, still in the bookstores in hardcover, and a very, very excellent collection, well worth the price. And the latest story I'm talking about is titled Laurie. And in my bibliography, this is at number 255. Although Samantha tells me this was published earlier, I couldn't online. I could not find any information about that. So I have to stick with first publication, You Like It Darker, number 255. And most of the way to the end of the book, there's only, I think, 4 more stories to go. And the next one after Laurie is Rattlesnakes, which is a sequel to Cujo, but I've never read Cujo because, I'm relatively new to Stephen King. I only started reading him, I think, in 2021. So, and I've been reading mostly his really early works. So Laurie is a little longer than the others that come immediately before it. Laurie is a novelette. The story is about Lloyd and his sister, adults. His sister leaves him a puppy to keep him company because he's living all alone, which Lloyd names Laurie. I was kidding Samantha because she said she didn't really like this story. I said she's a puppy hater. Anyway, at first Lloyd doesn't want to keep the dog, but they have adventures together. This is not, I can see why Samantha didn't care for this, having read mostly these really intense, terrifying horror stories by Stephen King. And here he writes a story about a sweet little dog. And this is a good story if you love dogs, and it's just it's a nice story. You might even call this a cozy story, except this is where the alligator comes in. There's an alligator in the story. That's the only tense part. But otherwise, it's just a warm story. Very, very atypical for Stephen King. But as usual, King does a really good job with this. I enjoyed the story all the way through. And I ended it and had to jump online and ask Samantha why she didn't like it. And that's when I called her a puppy hater. Oh. So, like I say, if you're into the really tense, really suspenseful, really creepy, weird, horrifying, terrifying Stephen King, not much of that here. But if you just like how Stephen King writes and can set aside your expectations of this being a dark horror story and accept it for what it is and like it on its own terms, this is a good story. Not great, no top tail here, but it is a very good story and shows that King is masterful even when he steps way outside of what he usually does. I really can't say too much more about it without really totally destroying and spoiling it for you. So I'm going to have to just close and say, have you read Laurie? Leave your comments. Do you agree with Samantha or do you think I'm right? And otherwise, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Come on back. Lots more King to come. King to come. That's interesting. Next story from You Like It Darker is Rattlesnakes. But before I get to that, I'm going to be finishing off Cujo. I've already started it. I'm a little ways into it. I'm going to finish that. And so my next King video is going to be about Cujo, one of his best known novels. I hope you'll come back and join me.